A very special thank you to everybody who tunes in to the Justin Podcast, and I also want to give a special thanks to all my sponsors.
Does your computer lack the necessary memory backup? Do you suffer from poor picture resolution or image transfer interface lagging behind the competition?
Jizz Drive, the only upgrade your computer needs.
If your entertainment requires superior picture resolution and an advanced image transfer interface,
Jizz Drive, for all your manual entertainment needs.
Jizz Drive should not be used to store or sell pornography.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yes.
Oh, it looks so easy in the movies, but keeping it up can be a real problem.
You've gone soft.
That's why Sex and Reproductive Systems have produced Perk Up, a new weapon in the fight against flopsy. One painless local injection 6 times a day, and he'll never be afraid of the fight.
Come and get me hard on.
Sex and Reproductive System takes no responsibility for sexual acts or otherwise performed under the influence of this product.
Mamma mia! Pizza Cake haven't chosen me to tell you about the new Corleone pizza. Soft white Italian dough, soaked in the finest Palermo tomato, all topped with 1 whole pound of Milano cheese. Then choose 5 toppings from the famous Pizza Cake 500. Mwah! And remember what Mama said, leave room for dessert at Pizza Cake.
He's considered to be the greatest announcer in XTV history. And now, Justin Turkeyleg brings his famous voice along with his awesome friends to the podcast world. This is Justin's Podcast.
Welcome everybody, and it's Justin Turkeyleg back here with another episode of Justin's Podcast. Happy that you can join us here. I'm sitting here on a Sunday, and great guest I got lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen. JNW boss, just as promised. And not only that, but he brought a friend. That's right. He brought his friend, his close comrade, True Pain X. That's right. He is on the show this week. They both gonna be on the show. That's right. And we get into a few things. I'm not sure if True Pain's ever been on the podcast before, but you know what I'm saying. He would give his input, every now and again. I tried to get his thoughts on a few different things. I gotta go ahead and just come out, ladies and gentlemen, and take the blame, take responsibility, because the week has been hectic. I had to get up and go to work on Saturday. Who does that? Working on a Saturday? It's just wrong. And then, my job, they got me working 5 days now. I used to work 4 days. Now I'm a regular person working 5 days. So now I really ain't gonna really be having time to do things. And that's what happened here. I mean, up to the last minute, man. I just now today I saw a message on Facebook from JNW saying, "Hey, man, I'm on PlayStation. Let me know when you ready." You know what I mean? Cause I got my stuff together. You know what I mean? And I was in bed, all the way up to like 4 o'clock or so. Just tired. I had my alarm, on, and I just jumped on, got invited to a party with JNW, and I was just flying by the seat of my pants. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And so that's why, there wasn't really much structure to this. However, I'm very happy to have both of these guys as my guests, and I think that you guys just might enjoy it as well. I mean, if you enjoy AOA, if you enjoy XTV, this goes right there along with it. And welcome True Pain X to the XTV family, ladies and gentlemen. So, I ain't going to take too long with this intro. Like I said, been very busy. I got a whole lot of things to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut over to this interview with J&W Boss and True Pain. Enjoy. All right, we rolling sound, man. Ernest Justin Turkeyleg here, sitting with J&W Boss, and today he brought a good friend, True Pain X. What's going on, guys?
You doing good?
Cool, man. Yeah, man. I was just not checking out you guys' episode. I see you guys uploaded the latest AOA last night. And honestly, I mean, JNW, I told you before, off camera, man. I mean, every AOA episode just gets better and better, man. And this one was no exception.
Appreciate it.
I'm serious, man. I mean, like you guys were really intense on that commentary together, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what sparked it.
You know he's on something. Not seeing what's going on in the dang ring at the time.
But yeah, man, I think like we've been talking about, one of us, need to be a face, one of us need to be like a heel and such.
Oh.
Wow. And if anything else, I think prove it. Obviously.
What are you talking? I am totally the good guy here. You're the one the wrong.
Can I be honest? Can I be completely honest? I'm sitting here watching this show, and I'm listening to this, and I'm listening to the things that each character is saying, and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, which one is the heel? Because I got to be honest, like the stuff that True Pain was saying, he was right about. Like when you guys were talking about, like using weapons and like throwing a guy into a guardrail, like that is cheating. You know what I mean? A guardrail can be used as a weapon. And I don't see the difference between using that, as a foreign object and a baseball bat. That's all I gotta say.
And yo face.
That's all I gotta say. I mean, look, true. A lot of points that you was making, man. I was like, he is right, man. You had a heelish way of going about it, but I mean, I thought that you were telling the truth.
Yeah, you did have some good points. I think I was trying to prove him wrong, but then there was some of the things he was saying, crap, is actually kind of right, but I keep this going. There's some way.
Yeah, even in my head, I'm like, I would love to try to turn this around.
Yeah. He put you in a tight squeeze, man. I heard you. He's just like, yeah, whatever, man. So, I mean, with everything going on, I mean, how you guys feel about how everything has turned out, up to this point? I mean, how you feel about the latest episode, and how do you feel about Worlds Collide?
I guess Drew, since we haven't really heard from you.
What?
No, I was just
sorry,
saying.
my attention got pulled away for like a split second.
With everything going on so far, how do you feel about everything going up to this point? And then how do you feel about something that happened at Worlds Collide?
I think stuff's going good. Against right, but the security guy at Worlds Collide, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, in fairness, he was not doing his job in the slightest.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did have a bit of an appearance there.
Right. This is just you boy got laughed out over there. I think everything going good. I think like Drew and I have been bouncing back and forth stuff off camera, and definitely the second half of the year, a lot is going to be going on. Never mind. I'm not gonna give away too much.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's gonna be awesome.
oh yeah.
You guys, well, I mean, you guys definitely got my wheels turning now. It's interesting seeing what's developing now, though. I mean, with this new episode of AOA turning out, we're starting to see titles come back into the picture. We saw the main event last night, Fatal 4-Way matchup. New character on AOA, Chaos. And, let's talk about this guy a little bit because, he definitely made a name for himself in just one match alone. Where's this guy come from?
Well, as you hear on the show that we were told, he was actually requested. He was requested by Demon.
Yeah. He was requested by Demon himself, which I guess you can say it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Seeing that Reaper was involved in that match and seeing that still we're not 100% sure when the heck Demon is going to come back. So I guess you could say kind of send Chaos as a way to kind of, I guess, hold him off, really. Will be that minor annoyance until Demon is able to come back and deal with him himself.
It's mentioned now Reaper has a tag title match.
Oh, yeah.
And who the heck's going to want to with him and how he's been going?
It's the irony ever.
That's what's so crazy about that. I mean, you know, the direction that each of those titles are going. You know, you got Reaper. Like that's the thing about those title matches. Like you don't know where they're gonna go because it's like what you just said. Who's gonna want a team with Reaper? And then of course you got Chaos headed towards Austin Wallace. You know what I mean? So I think that's an interesting situation just because Austin Wallace is gonna finally meet his karma. I would imagine. And then Darren finally getting the title matchup. So, talk about that a little bit, JNW, about the direction that all those titles are going.
I think definitely the way a lot of those championships are going to be going, I think, yes, to me, and I just find it straight funny that, that Reaper is getting a shot at the tag team title. Because for people who've been watching since around next level, maybe a little bit after that, they're going to know that, Reaper and Demon used to be partners, and now that Reaper is forced in a situation where they have to find a partner, it's just going to be funny to see how that just played out. Darren going after the World Championship, I think, with everything that was leading up to World Collide and everything like that, I think it was really only a matter of time, honestly. And as far as, well, I got something in mind for Chaos. But I'm just not going to say it here, because I'm trying not to spoil everything. I'm not trying not to spoil everything. You're not talking.
Something wicked this way comes.
Oh, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, I mean, it's
no pun intended.
It's a sensitive time period right now. I think in both the AOA world and the XTV world, with it being post Worlds Collide, a lot of kayfabing has to be going on nowadays. Saying as, I mean, it's basically, and this was said on the show last night, Z-Ice is basically starting from scratch, guys.
Yeah, I think definitely trying to, definitely really trying to kind of lay down, with the law and everything.
About time.
Yeah, it took a while. It took a long while, but he finally really started to, lay down the law, make sure people actually prove themselves. And things of that nature. But yeah, I definitely think it's a bit more trick.
Right.
Or treat.
Trick. I said trick. Like what?
Well,
I said trick, not trick.
You said trick. I think your sentence.
Without without the NWN around causing all that chaos, now there can be order. But it's interesting still hearing that name. Big Papa Frost had an interview last night, and it's interesting, man. I mean, I really enjoyed that promo because he really kept that thing going. He really is keeping the NWN name alive and letting people know that, although, the respective parties may have split to either side, the NWN is still running.
It was kind of pointless if we did all that, NWN falls, and then everything just goes kind of back to normal. At this rate, some things are going to linger over, some things just got to, continue to a certain extent, and then, the whole thing with the NWN about the constant mutual respect, whatever, that's definitely one thing that, you got to stick around. I mean, because it was a huge part, not only just AOA history, but NXTV history as well. And honestly, the biggest storyline to the point where everybody else got pushed into the background. Even commentary partners. Yeah. It's just one of the cases of things just gotta stick around, gotta linger around.
Yeah. Strong show, man. I was I took a look at it, before I clicked on it, and it was like an hour and 47 minutes, and we was thinking about the next NXTV episode, and how we wanted to move forward with that, and I mean, with so much that you got to get in, we were even thinking like, yeah, let's probably make this thing a 2-hour special, but we don't want to make it too long, and I mean, yours was it was almost 2 hours, man.
I think in talking with Drew to kind of bring into this conversation as well, And talking with Drew before, I typically try to have like 6 matches total. 6 matches total, and then really the segment, and then maybe the length of some of these matches I tend to add to the runtime, but running all out action, so we tend to like to keep things moving, keep things flowing. That's what Drew and I on commentary, I feel we got to get enough chemistry that even when things is looking boring as all get out, Drew and I try to find a way to say something funny, say something witty, have a good banter back and forth with each other.
Like that one time now he tried suggesting 47 matches on a card.
I did not suggest that. Were you talking about?
Yes, you did.
Why? I did why?
Now he is lying to you, ladies and gentlemen. He did suggest it.
That's interesting. Like, you know, like, I mean, like, how did you guys even come into doing color commentary?
I've talked enough. True, explain the story.
Go ahead, True.
It pretty much started with me just helping him with being his dev team and all that. And then I asked if he would mind, like if I could help commentate the one time or so. And we just did a practice run and then started doing really well.
Yeah.
Plus it helps that for years me and him have basically been tag partners on the 2K wrestling games.
All the way back to JNW 12.
2K12.
Yep.
You guys have been working together since 2K12?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Well, it wasn't called 2K12, was it?
No, it wasn't WWE.
Okay.
But bottom line,
We ran Ruckshot in the tag division online on 14.
14 was our domain.
I'm pretty sure that's why 18 never lets us find a tag match.
Yeah, we can never find a tag match in 18.
But yet, JNW can turn percent else and they'll find people.
Yeah.
I join it. Nope.
Yeah, I noticed when I go on the, the community creations and I type in AOA, True Pain is definitely he's a big contributor to actually the star power that's on AOA. In fact, I believe that the AOA champion Monster is actually a True Pain creation. Is that right?
Yep.
And I think I understand that Monster and Nate Shields have a bit of a backstory. You can't explain that to the people?
Backstory. This is on our migration. I think around the first episode or so, we started like teasing the idea of Monster having a quote unquote master, someone that he learned from, whatever. And this is where True comes in, because I was talking with him about that. He thought, yeah, that was a cool idea. So we're kind of pitching around, we're kind of thinking about things, thinking about like people who it could be that would make, some resemblance to sense. And I think eventually we came to the idea of like, let's have it be Nate Shields. Because it would catch, because for the people who watch my career, it would catch a lot of them off, it would catch a lot of people off guard. And I think I've always wanted a way to bring in, Nate Shields into AOA anyway. So,
you're welcome.
Thank you for a couple of months. Thank you. And let me just say this. Let me just say this out of this real quick. True Pain has been is one of the not the main supporter of this AOA thing ever since I got it started back in 17. Like, he was just sitting in the party and just listen, just be talking about this crap for hours.
Yeah.
Bouncing ideas off each other. Hours.
Look at my brother. If I can help you in any way, I'm going to do it.
I was honestly, the first time I ever heard True Pain X's voice was when I think you were doing one of those, where you review one of the old pay-per-views, JNW, and that's when I first heard True Pain, and I'm like, oh, okay, we got like another guy here, and then I started.
Was I even in a party when you did that?
Yeah, you was inside of a party. You guys were it was already in progress. And I just played.
I remember typing in chat, but I don't remember actually.
I heard
having my voice being shared.
Yeah, you were talking, man. That's when I first heard your voice. Yep.
Oh, that's right, because I would do the trick of letting myself be heard for a few seconds.
Oh, right.
And then go back to not being shared.
Right.
Right, because it was just me like goofing around with people, with him and the people that were watching. We were like, "Don't let him lie to you. He's talking to no one." And then right back to being muted.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And then I heard.
When it comes to,
I heard your own commentary.
I'm a 5-year-old man at the time.
But yeah, you guys are definitely a great commentary team, man. I enjoy you. I wish we had you. Had you guys more often. You know what I mean, week after week. But I'm sure that schedules sometimes collide, and things of that nature.
Yeah, the fact that his home internet.
Oh yeah.
It won't support SharePlay with me.
Oh yeah, that too.
It'll support it with everyone else, just not me.
Yes.
Dang.
Well, to be fair, it was supported with MTV as well, because they tried to accommodate one of their episodes when I was at home.
Oh yeah, it went out.
So I had to wait till I get back here.
Alright, so it's not just me.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it isn't.
I say, SharePlay just doesn't like us then.
Yes.
It's like, this guy is home? No.
Well, I mean, what about
too much stress on me.
What about your own league, True Pain? Have you ever done a universe mode?
No, I haven't really.
Have you ever thought about it?
I played universe mode before, just I never did one to broadcast. If anything, I played it. I did usual just to play it.
I got you. I mean,
Because I'm not that creative on my own. Like, I'm not gonna have to run a show. But if I can help anyone, if I help JNW out, heck, if you want some help every now and then, not that you need it.
Yeah.
But just hit me up and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, that's definitely cool, man. 2 heads are better than 1. But how about breaking down that card, guys? Worlds Collide. I mean, this thing was a big, ginormous event, for months and months. Everybody was promoting it. Everybody was talking about it. We were pulling people from the outside and was like, hey, man, check this thing out. Look at what we're doing together. We're making history, and, very quietly, since, a lot of people don't know about it, but, at the same time, history was made. It is all done. It is behind us, and I would like to open up the floor, guys. Let's talk about AOA and NXTV presents Worlds Collide, and what a monumental event this was. Starting out, I guess we would start at the top with the fact that, I want to point out before I forget, JNW. I was talking to my friend Big Trunks, and he said he really loved the introduction, like the fireworks and stuff like that. Like that really blew him away.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, he really was impressed by that.
Thanks. But it wasn't really anything too complex in it. It was just took someone's entrance and added a particular motion to it.
Yeah.
Just did the pyro, went to the arena, recorded it, went back, did it again, and then ultimately ended it with the universe mode pyro. That's the default universe mode pyro. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Thanks, glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you gotta understand, you have people like yourself who's a creator and who does these things, you know what I mean? And it's a small thing, but then you have the people who are actually watching this, and they have no idea about what goes on behind the scenes. So when they see it, after it's been built up for months and months, and after we keep talking about it, and after they keep watching these programs and all these different things go down, now to see it, it's like, small things like that makes the show just that much more huge. And, I think the lineup of the matches just made you anticipate the next one even more. I mean, I got some real good feedback on it. How about you?
Oh, definitely. You saw it. What did you say?
I'm working on it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was awesome.
Match again?
Favorite match had to be the elimination tag match.
Oh, the main event.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And I think,
go ahead.
my bad.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I think the thing was every match, like that match, without question, has to main event the show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think to me that match, like the match, like had to main event the show. Like that, it was the whole storyline with the New World Nation, which is the reason why the World Collide show was happening. Part of the reason why that World Collide show was happening in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That'll be an extra 20 and no cuffs. Oh, please.
You're too expensive, bitch.
Go drive with your left hand. In this business, you know, you need all the protection you can get, and 8 out of 10 working girls use this Enduro Dom, the antiseptic long-life condom that won't let you down.
Endurodom, because when you're on the game, not all prophylactics are the same.
Is your future safe? Life savings invested in the secure growth market? What about your children? You may be surprised to hear that 93% of bank investments are ethical, eco-friendly, and wide open to market collapse. A crash can strike without warning, wiping clean a lifetime of work and saving to destroy your future and the future of your family. The people at Third World Bank have different ideas, capturing the early potential of underdeveloped countries and spreading their money across a wide range of tobacco, defense, and pharmaceutical investments. Third World, keeping your money safe, no matter the cost.
Well, I mean, the way it is, we talked off camera, JNW, and we were talking about, okay, I'm putting it out there. You know what I mean? This is going up on East Coast. I'm putting it out there. Okay, now because this was a difficult thing to make happen. Okay, and I think I said this on a previous podcast. JNW Boss chose matches. You know what I'm saying? And then we chose matches on this side. Okay, and JNW Boss chose the main event. Now, we didn't know that you had went through and played maybe a couple different matches, and you said one was like close to an hour, and then you had this version that aired. That's
I had like multiple versions of different matches.
Yeah,
that match particularly, I had like multiple versions of it.
And you were not sure which one to pick, but I mean, like,
no, I wasn't.
And you know what? This was interesting too, because you not only did you not know which one to pick, but you had a version that had the NWN winning. That's crazy.
Right.
But I mean, the way I see it, my point in bringing this up is the way I see it, that with the way things turned out, I don't see how you could ever second guess that version that happened. I mean, the way that story was told, the way everything played out, Darren, coming out shining on the other end, it was perfect.
I think to me, a lot of people came out, shining on the other end of that.
Yeah, I'm just saying because he was like the most valuable player.
Good point.
Yeah.
The monster being unselfish, taking Dave out in the process.
I mean, that was definitely, something exciting, man. But I mean. Well, how about that tag team matchup? B-Boy and Sketch versus Wolfpack. I mean, I think that, personally, I think that this is probably my favorite matchup on the card.
I gotta agree. I would definitely agree to me as much. Me personally, I thought that match, it was great. You know what I'm saying? It was great just to get those two teams against each other, and it played out well. It kind of led to Wolfpack beginning their deal run, which set up to what happened at the previous AOA episode perfectly.
Right.
Even though Drew feels that using a sledgehammer is quote-unquote evolving, and not cheating, but, whatever.
And my example, Triple H.
That was a pretty good example. Anyway. But yeah, I definitely, think it was great. That match had to be fast-paced from the jump. Especially given the style of both teams. You didn't want that match to be real slow and dragging. No.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, and that's another thing, man. That's another detail that I noticed in your products, in the AOA brand, is that you can make your matches like really mean whatever you want them to mean. I mean, you go through the trouble of like, cutting things and making them just like so exciting, seeing things that you would not expect. And that was one of those matches. I mean, talk about fast paced. Like that was just crazy. And it's just you alone, man, with the controls. Like you told me, man, that's crazy.
That match was going 100 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And real quick, I've had people help me on matches before. Like, in fact, Fatal 4-Way, the most recent Fatal 4-Way, I had True help me on that one.
Okay.
What's up?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I had True help me on that one. That was hard to pull off, like, solo.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, though, we did share play, which made my reversals, like, suck because of the delay.
Oh. Yeah, that sucks playing on.
We can't really do it online because that shows like all the health bars and all that.
Right. Oh yeah, that's true too. But like, yeah, I was noticing that in that matchup, like, I was wondering how everything was going so smoothly, and so that makes sense for me. True
That guy right
Pain was playing.
What up?
That's cool, man. True Pain, you was on fire last night, man.
You was on a roll.
I'm telling you.
I gotta say, True was on an absolute roll.
Yeah, I've been replaced for so long because someone's tried to replace me. JNW.
I did not.
For one night only. For one night only.
Multiple nights. It's really just because I just pass out after work.
Yeah.
So normally when he's doing the recording, I'm out like a light.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Then there's one where he asked if he could have someone else do it. I'm like, sure, go for it. Replacing son of a bitch.
At least I asked.
Yeah,
Yeah, but so I gotta pick on you about it every now and then.
That's good, man. That's what makes it real, man. That you guys are keeping each other on your toes. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that's good stuff, man.
I'm gonna say this. I felt bad when I called Kurt Angle. Like the second I called him a retired old man, I just felt so bad.
Yeah.
I just felt so bad calling him that because I am a huge fan of him.
Yeah, I know, right? I know,
just to call him that, I was like, oh, I feel bad now.
It's all good, man.
Yeah. Gotta heal it up, brother.
Yeah, man. You really took it.
I'll heal you, dude. Come on, let's go.
It's all good with me, man. It's XTB, baby.
It also somewhat helps because I was actually a backyard wrestler a few years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we didn't have a ring, so we did it at a playground. So 9 times out of 10, I would get slammed on concrete.
Wow.
I'm paying for it now with back problems.
Oh my God. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. True Pain X is a former wrestler. That's big to me. Now color commentator. Were you ever the champion? Did you ever have any belts? Or you just had the reputation?
No, for the group I was with, I was the one and only hardcore champion before I left.
Oh man, we talking to a champion, ladies and gentlemen. Respect the pain. I told him for you. I told him for you, True. You ain't gotta say nothing.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Gotcha.
That's right, man.
They know who you are now.
That's right. True Pain got credentials. Just know about it.
Oh heck, it was me and one other guy. We were the only 2 guys that are under the label of hardcore wrestlers. Like, literally, I've been hit with, and I've actually been hit with steel chairs, been hit with homemade kendo sticks, been slammed on thumbtacks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, those actually hurt.
I can imagine.
Oh heck, the one hardcore Extreme Rules match I was in, I slammed my one friend at the time onto thumbtacks. And then I basically just did like the big show walk thing where I stepped on him, then stepped over him while he was still on the tacks.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
Like the second I hear that bell ring, if it's a hardcore match, I'm not holding back.
Yeah, hey, and it shows on commentary, you don't hold back there either. It all carries over. That's crazy, man. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw True Pain X just pop up on the scene in the ring on AOA one of these days, because I mean, after that DDT, after one single DDT, busting open that security guard, we know that True brings the pain.
They land on metal. Like, in all fairness to the referee, he did land on metal.
It's real out here. Oh man. So I mean, were you guys able to check out the Mortal Kombat thing that went up on XTV World? What do you guys think about that?
I actually watched it. I had the chance to watch it.
It's the first part, actually.
I watched it earlier last night and finished it up probably an hour or so ago.
Yeah.
It was good. Really good.
Thought it was alright?
I like the little, like, the minor changes that's in dialogue.
Yeah, exactly.
I really noticed if someone actually happened, it was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then Melina's voice just had me just dying the whole time. Melina's voice just had me dying the whole time.
That's crazy. That's an older character that's not even used on XTV anymore. That's actually Yozi's older sister. But yeah, yes, it's funny, man. That's just XTV having a little bit of fun with Mortal Kombat. You know, I went online last week. Actually, no, I was just on YouTube, and you know they always have the videos that they recommended. They recommend to you, and we noticed that it's actually another version of that, like Mortal Kombat in the Hood or somewhere. People actually
what?
Yeah, people have actually voiced over Mortal Kombat X, and yeah, it's also completely different dialogue, and it's actually pretty funny, man. And it was done before the one we did. Yeah. Yep. So that's something else, man.
Apologies.
I'm sorry, I ain't hear you. Say it again.
I said this competition of Veer completed off the World Collide card. Did you notice that?
Oh, that's all good. I mean, we just be freestyling sometimes. I wanted to write some questions for you, but man, I'm talking about, man, my schedule just been so busy. My schedule been so busy, man.
And my response, quack.
You know what I mean? So, I just get on this thing, and I say we'll just talk, man. I said we got True Pain here, so it should be a good time. I mean, but speaking of the Worlds Collide event, though, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say my friend Trunks was telling me that his favorite match on the card was actually the Jackie Briggs and Angelina matchup.
That match was awesome.
It was, man.
Like that. Just the style that collided between those two, no pun intended. Just the two styles that just collided were there, and the fact that it was just a simple thing if Angelina couldn't get the sister kiss on her, she couldn't hit the sister kiss for the life of her. And so you had Jackie coming off this 4-0 losing streak, and then Angelina coming off with a huge TLC match.
Right.
And they still went out there and they put on classic.
I mean, man, what a wrestling clinic, man.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about the matchup, True Pain? I mean, what was your experience like when this was happening? Because to me, as I'm watching the show, each match just, continues to get bigger and bigger, and then this match hits, and it's just it's just all in from that point, man. What you thought about it?
Honestly, every match, I think goes pretty well. Every now and then, JNW will show me a preview of the match. If I'm not going to commentate, he at least shows me some of it. Ask if like every now and then he'll also ask, like, say, do you think I should reverse the decision or something like that?
Right.
Heck, like during the last episode of AOA, the latest one, he asked me if he should change the placement of a match and segment during the first part of it. But every match, I just think goes out really well. I really enjoyed that Divas match, and honestly, I can't really complain about how he runs it.
Right.
We're talking about the working line.
Well, man.
The Jackie Briggs and Angelina match. I was asking about your thoughts on that matchup.
I don't remember any specifics from that match anyway.
That double table.
That, you're thinking of the TLC match, the World Collab match. Right?
I thought that was a TLC match.
Oh, wait, no.
My memory's crap, guys. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, I see. You know,
I
was starting to think that you maybe had like a little bit of a. He was trying to kayfabe us, JNW, and he really don't want to talk about Angelina because she curved on him.
Yeah.
She curved on
She's
him.
kicked me in the head already. I don't need another kick.
Yeah, as long as you go right, hey, you need to get you in the head again, but you know, that's a different story.
Hey, man. Everybody needs love sometimes, man. Even Angelina.
And this bitch.
Nah.
It won't be from Angelina, though.
Yeah.
How's you?
Well, she long gone now, man. I mean, it's crazy that, Terry Williams had put it out there also on Worlds Collide that the women of AOA, I guess, going to be moving over to XTV now, JNW.
Alright. Currently in the process of creating new things that are going to be for like this developmental show I plan on doing somewhere down the line. And I guess those where they end up coming up to the roster. So
his version of NXT.
Essentially. So yeah, stuff like that. Currently, AOA does not have a women's division.
Does your baby need anything?
I want something to eat.
You heard me. Anything?
I'm hungry.
Doesn't Need Anything is a new Zaibatsu developed baby food designed to satiate your baby's every need because early entry into the Zaibatsu food program builds a better youth. DNA Food, shaping tomorrow's adults.
Your eyes are so beautiful.
I cannot let go of your hand.
May I stroke the nape of your neck
Oh, your hand caresses.
and the bosom thrusts?
Oh, yes.
These implants are not silky milky. Only silky milky implants by Zaibatsu feel and taste like the real thing. Zaibatsu, look for the label and stand for nothing less.
I've been fishing dolphin in these waters all my life. Summer and winter rain and shine. And every little tuna I've caught goes straight back into the big blue yonder.
Flipper Dolphin is widely available in most stores.
I wonder though, like once everything is all said and done, will these girls come back to AOA then and, continue their reign? I imagine that they might come back as even bigger stars then. Perhaps.
I would say maybe. Definitely someone like, Angelina will come over and probably Carolyn Amber as well, since she's already kind of managing switching to cycles as it is. So, I would say definitely Exaltu, Kira, take it or leave it, honestly.
Oh, wow.
It's sad, but like...
Wow.
She wasn't really doing anything, anything noteworthy, really. No. She does come back great.
We shooting.
Then she does.
We shooting.
Shots fired.
Well, We got him, man. I mean, we got him. They, you know, we got him as a package. Carolyn Amber, Angelina, and Akira. And we'll see how things move forward with that package. We'll see what happens. But, you know, I mean, you know, I got to keep a whole lot of things on the DL myself because there's some great things moving forward in XTV. Another thing I wanted to talk about, guys, was before I get into that, JNW, you got another venture. You got the Four-Sided Podcast. Did you guys go live today?
Not today, no.
No. Well, I mean,
we didn't go live today.
I guess you guys do that every so often. So tell the people about the Four-Sided Podcast, man. It's definitely a good one.
Okay, thank you. Well, Four-Sided Podcast was started between Connor Young and myself. And I remember Connor telling me a couple of months ago that, you know, he was sitting there thinking about starting up a podcast and whatever. And he even did a video in which, like, towards the end, he addressed that. And then he sent me a message. He sent me a message asking me, he was looking for a co-host, so he sent me a message asking me, like, would I mind co-hosting? I thought about it for a minute. I said, yeah, sure, why not? You know what I'm saying? Because him and I, we were talking about, you know, finding a way to collab and such for a while. Because we've known each other for, like, maybe a little bit over a year or so now. But, so we were talking about ways to collab and such, and I thought about screw, you know, I could go with him on the podcast, so we decided, and the idea of pitching names, we came up with the Four-Sided Podcast, and basically I just created the account, and then whenever I set up the live thing, so whenever we're about to go live, we shoot them and everybody, and then you kind of give me the general gist of what we're going to be talking about before we go live. We go live, and then we're off and running.
So wait, which one of you guys came up with that name, Four-Sided Podcast?
Both of us did.
Oh, you did? Yeah, that's a cool
there was
name.
a day we just chit-chatting with each other, talking with each other. And, you know, we ended up coming back with one name. So, yeah.
It's a goodie, guys. So go over there and subscribe. You know, if you haven't already, the Four-Sided Podcast. Give it a listen. It comes on Saturdays around about 3, and they go live. So if you're able to catch it live, you can also chat in the box. But you know, I've been on there live myself, and like I don't know, like YouTube has changed, you know, the whole chat mechanism. So I haven't chatted to y'all since then. But the first time I was chatting, like I don't think you guys could see my messages or anything like that.
I don't think that.
Because you guys were giving like Royal Rumble predictions.
The one thing that sucks about going live is that like there's no particular way, you know, I can pull up like the messages while we're going. I think what I can do though, I may try to do, is like pull up oh wait, no, I couldn't do that either. I was about to say I could pull up like the YouTube window in a separate tab or something like that, but the problem is since he's coming from my computer, if I turn that down, then y'all won't be able to hear him. So,
yeah. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's cool. It's cool that you guys go live. You guys do good stuff, man. I mean, I watched the WrestleMania. I think you guys were reviewing WrestleMania.
Right. Takeover and WrestleMania, but yeah.
Oh man, yeah, man. I ain't gonna even get into that because that's WWE stuff, man. But that I just want to say that ladder match that took place at Takeover. Oh my god. Velveteen. Anyways. Before we roll up out of here,
Ricochet Principle.
Oh man.
Because I know Mr. Prince Puma, he is still Prince Puma. I don't give a crap if he has a masquerade. He's Prince Puma.
T-Pain.
I don't call him anything else.
T-Pain does not call Ricochet, ladies and gentlemen. He calls him Prince Puma.
Because he is Prince Puma.
What? That's right. He is Prince Puma. I'm not arguing that. He is right.
Yeah.
He is right. That's you know, T-Pain, that's a good thing about you, you know, and your heel qualities is because you are right about what you say. People might not like it, but you tell them the truth, and that's what pisses them off even more. It's true.
It also helps that when I wrestled, I was a heel too.
Yeah, like even like when I was watching the show last night, you know, and all the stuff that you were saying, and then I'm thinking to myself, oh, true pain, the true part really stood out to me. But yeah, I was gonna say, before we get out of here, JNW. Now you got another show that comes on your channel. We the last time we talked on this podcast, you had a show with Z Ice, but I think that that just got canceled because of like some unfortunate situations backstage, some technical problems. But
coming at it from just a real standpoint, what happened? Well, I was actually gonna continue it,
right?
But then 2K did this thing of corrupting my game.
Oh.
Start over. And then I kept playing the career mode. I'm like, I don't really want to keep doing this crap. And then overall, my answer was bad. So I decided, let's wrap this. I went in and decided to just wrap that whole thing, which is when the Back to Basic series came in.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's it. Yeah, and explain to us what Back to Basics is, because I mean, like when I watched the first show with Z Ice, I understood that Z Ice was going through the story mode, but this one has Nate Shields on it, and it does not seem to necessarily be in line with what's going on in AOA, although there was subtle references, but it's kind of like its own thing. So take us inside the mind and inside the production of Back to Basics, and explain to the people exactly what's the concept.
Okay, basically, Back to Basics was created as kind of as a substitute for the My Career mode, as already explained, corruption issues and whatever. But so the one thing Nate Shields has he debuted on this channel as a My Career character. He did. He debuted, I think it was on 16 through, was it 16? He debuted?
I believe so.
He debuted on 16 as, My Career, as a My Career character. And so with this Back to Basics series substitute for My Career, he has 1 year, one in-game calendar year to, make one last impact in the WWE. That's why, one of the current storylines is Cassius Ohno and how he's saying, the only reason Nate Shields is here, for his own personal ego. He doesn't really, care about anyone else. So yeah, a little bit of shoot elements in there.
Right.
But that's basically the thing. His return to WWE, he got 1 year, back in WWE, and he's just taking him on the ride, see what he does.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So this is basically, yes, Nate Shield of AOA, same guy, same background, same everything, but now he's in the world of WWE, and he is he still in NXT? I think he's in NXT now, right?
He is.
Yeah. So, okay, and then maybe eventually he'll probably get moved to the main roster, or he might stay in NXT for a couple years, depending on how the thing plays out.
Main roster at some point, yeah.
Okay. That's cool stuff, man. That's the best Back to Basics series. We had episode 4 right now.
Right.
Yeah. I think I had a couple questions. This question's from the XTV Westside fans. Hang on 1 second. Let's see if I got them here.
Black.
Yo, I'm about to say, you awake, bro? Sound like you better.
Shut up. Can't find it.
Well, now that you're talking, so that's no surprise there. Do not be surprised if I get fired.
All right, I'm back. I found it.
Welcome back.
Okay. Oh yeah. Here it is. They say, what did you like about XTV 03, and what was your favorite match? And I think they wanted to know who was your favorite star on XTV.
I think what did I like about XTV 03? I think just the overall feel, the overall presentation of everything. You know, because you have, for one, the commentary, the way the commentary is done. It's more, you know, free flowing, and you also have, you know, like I said, tidbits of like shoot elements and stuff in there, and just, you know, the whole arena looking like whatever that is. So I think just the whole presentation aspect of it. Was one of the questions like favorite match or something like that?
Yeah.
The Iron Man match. The Iron Man match between Eddie B-Boy and Killer. And I guess favorite star on XTV.
If you have one.
I'd probably say Wells and what was his name?
Was it Howard?
Wells and thank you.
I knew it was Howard.
Just their whole Jabari. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Wells and Jabari Howard, just their whole funny antics and stuff like that, and how they're a tag team, but they don't get along at all. And
Right.
They're no longer tag team. Maybe.
Well, actually, Killer is actually a big part of that, and it's usually Killer and Howard that's going back and forth like that, if you can imagine. But since Killer's in jail, now it's Wells, kind of taking his place, and they love each other, but it's just like, they always at each other's head. One more question they have: what do you like about XTV, and what do you not like?
Quack.
What I like about XTV, I'll say, like I said, the whole atmosphere, how it just, it's loose, kind of, more relaxed, atmosphere, especially when it comes to, commentary and things of that nature, and the matches and stuff like that, how crazy things can happen and not take it. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Let me just say that. Is that safe to say? It doesn't. XTV doesn't really take itself, too seriously.
Right.
It's a fun show. You got like an hour and a half to kill. It's a fun show. Go watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. If anything at all.
I can't really think of anything, at the moment.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. I mean, we enjoy your show. We enjoy True Pain when he comes around. He's always it's always a surprise. It's always a surprise, man. And like I always gotta anytime JNW is doing the introduction to the show, I always listening closer, wait, was that True's voice? Oh shit, we get True Pain this week. So, that's always cool. And it's always a good time here on Justice Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. My guest this week, JNW Boston, True Pain X. You guys got any last thoughts or anything you want to say before we roll out of here?
I've talked long enough, True.
Tall fan out there. Whoop, whoop.
True Pain?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just happy that he said something besides quack. But yeah, man.
Quack. Quack, quack. Quack, quack.
And as far as, I guess on my end, for those that haven't, feel free to, subscribe here, click the bell icon, that way you don't miss another AOA upload. If anything else, if you watch any AOA or anything, for the matches, cool. But as far as commentary goes, I think Drew and I got some amazing chemistry, and we'll be able to say some funny stuff. I think a lot of people tell me to come to the highlight, one of the highlights of AOA. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And do appreciate for your constant support with this. XTV.
For sure.
Thank you. For watching the show. Thanks for enjoying us. Thanks for spreading the love about the channel. And subscribe to these guys. Subscribe to this. These awesome highlights you guys later.
Good catching up with JNW Boss and True Pain. Those guys always got something going on the AOA side. Real creative minds, and that's what it's all about. You see that? You see? And I don't know if I said this at the top of the program, but I'm saying it here. True Pain is the second person outside of XTV to be on my podcast. That's right. So, eat that, all you other podcasts out there. That's right, because I be hearing, I ain't gonna mention no names, but people be saying little sly remarks like, oh yeah, I did this on my podcast, I got that on my podcast, oh yeah. Not only did I have JNW Boss, but I had True Pain X at the same time on my podcast via PlayStation. And once again, I apologize about the little music sound in the background. We tried something a little bit different because as far as the audio, we figured that we don't have to worry about losing anybody. And the last time we had like Google Hangouts. And honestly, on some parts in my last interview with JNW Boss, it was a little bit sketchy. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't really hear him that good because it was kind of breaking up a little bit. And you don't have that problem on PlayStation, but we're gonna figure out some kind of way. But this was just this time, and it was cool, man. Sitting up there, being able to, chop it up with those guys and get their thoughts on different things. How about that? Tavares Howard and Wales. Is JNW's favorite guys. I mean, it's a different day and time, man. It's a new day here in XTV. I could talk about this stuff all day, ladies and gentlemen, but man, I got so much work to do. It's piled up to because after the Worlds Collide event, it's like now it's like, all right, go. So many projects, so many ideas, trying to expand XTV world, and yeah, I got to get on it. So it's time for me to shut my mouth. I'm glad I've been able to deliver on podcasts. I'm glad that you guys have been able to enjoy these podcasts. I'm glad that you guys keep coming back. I'm glad you keep watching. I'm glad you keep giving me your feedback. And I hope that you guys were able to enjoy this episode, and I hope that you enjoy what I have coming up for you in the next few weeks. I mentioned my slew of guests over the next few weeks that I'm going to be having on my first podcast with Yosi, and those names are still to come. So if you remember who I said, yes, each and every last one of them. I put out an interview with TVD last week. I had Tasha Van Dana, Kareem Strong, and I had Mr. Pac-Man. And I think that I'm scheduled to be on Alec podcast. Oh boy, that ought to be fun. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, once again on another Sunday from the beautiful sunny state of Florida, I am Ernest Justin Turkey Leg, and it's a good time. I want you guys to have a beautiful week. I'll be praying for you. Pray for me, please. Because some demons out here, they trying to get me. They lucky I'm firewall protected. That's right. I quench fiery arrows trying to penetrate. That sounded kind of strange. I'm going to bed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm rambling. Good night.